Hello guys, in this video we will discuss about what is a let, var and constant. How do we declare our variables by using these three available keywords in the JavaScript. Let's start. First I am just declaring a variable with the let a, and this is the declaration. This we called as a declaration of the variable. And we can also declare a variables like b with a var, and this is also a declaration. And with the constant we can also declare a variable, let's say z, and this also we call it as a declaration. So these three are the declaration of the variable. Now what we have to do, we have to assign some value to it. That is, let's say I am assigning a value 23 to a, and let's assign a value to b like this, 30 or 43 like this. In JavaScript, if you want to see the output in the console or in the terminal, you have to use one function called console.log. What it will do is, this is the log function, and it will log our output, our result into the console. If you want to print some particular variable value, so you just pass a to it. And also you can print many variables like this. Many values you can also print in a single console.log. You can pass all the values which you wanted to print into the log function here. That is a b, and I wanted to print a z also. I saved this, and if you want to run this script variable.js, you just use the new terminal here. That is an integrated terminal, which is default option in the Visual Studio Code, and you can use a node command, and this is the node which you have to install to run the JavaScript outside of the browser. And I am running a JavaScript now by using a node, so I am using a node command. And to run the variable.js, you have to just give a / and the variable.js, then enter. So it is giving a one error to us, that is missing a initializer in constant declaration. This is a syntax error, and where it is giving is because of this. And here you can see there is a red mark which is highlighting. This is a feature of the Visual Studio Code, and it will just give this type of suggestions, and it is also giving that constant declaration must be initialized. Means whenever you declare a variable with the constant, you have to initialize there itself. If you don't initialize, it will give a error. And let's say you have to initialize, let's say we are initializing with the 890 the value. Now let's print the output here. Now see, now we have printed 23, 43 and 890. This is the a value, and this is a b, and this is a z value. This is what the var, let and constant declaration and initialization. And here you can update a value at any point of time. Let's say now I wanted to update a equal to, let's say, JavaScript, and here why I am updating this here means it is a number type, and here it is a string type. This is a word, and this is possible why, because JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. Dynamic typed language means you can assign a different values at any time, but it is not recommended. It is not recommended in the JavaScript. Even JavaScript allowing also, you should not recommend this way. If you want to, first whenever you are initializing with some value, you have to follow that type only throughout your program, and it is allowed, but it is not good to practice. So please don't follow this convention. Now here I just want to show what is a printed output here. See here, the way value is printed JavaScript means we can update at any point of time with any different type here. See, this is a JavaScript. And here one tip I want to say here in the console.log. Here see, there are many things are printed. This is a JavaScript, this is a 43, and this is a 890. And here I wanted to just follow this, like find what is the value which I am printing onto the console. Let's say you have to just give a value like this in the string. Means I'm just printing a first value is a this type of scenario to identify what this value exactly. You have to do like this. You can also do like this. See, now I printed a. A means let's say suppose a equal to this value, means you are printing this particular first value, means this everything is equal to a. So this type of confusion you can avoid by using the console.log if you just use the flower brackets here. Like if you pass the flower brackets like this, now just to run the script. Now see the change. See, you can clearly observe JavaScript is a value of this, and 43 is the value of B, and 890 is a value of Z. So this is the object notation. Whatever values you wanted to pass and you wanted to print onto the log statement, you just you have a object and pass all your attributes into the object. So that is a better way, and you can easily find out what value you are printing onto the console. And this is how you will declare and initialize a value. Now let's say I wanted to just I'm updating a value b equal to some 890 and r 899. See, this we can do, but if you are doing updating a z value here, let's update the z value to some 100, and let's see the output. Now I'm just clearing the console and running the script, and here you see assignment to the constant variable, means it is giving a type error. Here we are just trying to update the value which we have declared it as a constant. Constant values we cannot update at any point, only at the time of initialization or declaration we have to update the values here, not at other point of time. But with the var and the let, we can update whenever we wanted. So updating the constant variables are not allowed in the JavaScript. And why use of the constant? If you think like whatever the value which you are assigning to the constant, and you are not going to change entire your program, so those type of variables you can declare it as a constant. Not let's say suppose we have the some values like a pi value is a 3.14, so this is a fixed value. So these type of values you can declare it as a constant variables. Also the convention is whenever you are declaring a constant, and it is better to have a capital letters. And also the JavaScript while you are doing like declaring a variables, JavaScript follows some notations. Like default it follows the Camelcase notation. Case notation means all your variables, let's say I wanted to create a student name should be a Camelcase student name. See here, student name, and n is a capital letter, and it is a Camelcase convention. Student name, let's say John here, and here the city name, let's say I'm just declaring a variable called city name. So it is better to follow the convention, this type of convention here. That is a one thing. And also if you don't declare any variable, let's say here I'm just declaring a variable, let's say I'm declaring a variable called sample, and this is a variable I declared with the let, and I'm not initializing this variable. Let's see the output, what is the printing. And I just wanted to print the console.log, and in which I wanted to pass a sample like this, and I have saved this and clearing the console and node. Now see, this is a error which I am having, and why? Because the z and z haven't I don't have the z value here, so I'm removing the z now. Now see, let's say now I have printed this, and the value which I have getting is a undefined. Means in JavaScript, whatever values you have declared and not initialized, so those values will default get the undefined value, and undefined is the default value which JavaScript engine gives to the variables which you declared but not initialized. And here another thing I'm just wanted to print here, let's say uh, name of this is the name of variable I'm printing, and I'm just printing this into the console. Let's see now how it is executed. See now, name of is not defined. This is the reference error which I am getting. Means this is not defined, it is a undefined, and this is a not defined. So there is a difference between the undefined variable and not defined variable. Not defined means which you haven't declared in your JavaScript and trying to access it. Undefined means you have declared but the value of that initial value is undefined. So this is the basic differences between a let and constant and all these things. So another thing, let's say here I have declared already var keyword here, that is there is a var b, and if you just redeclare again var b here with the initial or some value, that is a React.js, let's say, and here I wanted to print this onto the console. Let's print this onto the console.log. Then I wanted to print a b, so I'm passing a b into the log function here. Now clearing the console, then entering it. See now the first console I have printed, it is printed b value as a 899, and for this console the b value is a React.js. Here I declared this with a var b, and that value is updated with the 899, and here also the same thing I have done. I redeclared the variable by using the same name, that is a p, and I have initialized with the React.js. This is a string and it is taking this without giving any error. Now I wanted to let's create another variable with the let, which we have created with the a here. We created a, and the same thing I am doing with the let also. Let a equal to let's assign the value of React.js with this. Now see, printing a console.log, and I'm passing the a here. See, and I'm just executing the program, and it is saying the syntax error, that is identifier a has been already declared. Means it is already declared in our code, that is means it is not allowed. So you have to remember one thing, that with the let type of variables you cannot redeclare again and again, but with the var you can redeclare many times, as many you want it. So that is the main difference between the var and let. So you have to remember one more thing, that it is always better you use in your program, that is a let. If you want to declare your constant variables, you would better to use the constant, not var, because by using a var there are many confusions. That is the reason these two variable types are introduced with the ES6 version. So it is always better you go with this particular choice instead of var. And what are other differences by using the let and var variables, we will discuss in the further video. Thanks everyone. Please subscribe my channel.